Here we have 4 new carriages which I've modelled for the Great Western Railway standard gauge carriages dating to about the 1880s, early to mid 1880s, and these 4 are now the latest batch in the ones that I've modelled. And this is just my test layout or demonstration layout, and I'm in driver and I'm zooming in on the first carriage. Where are we? Here it is, D3, and D3, as you can see, is a it's entirely third. Yeah, it's a brake third without a clerestory roof, and you can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 compartments, third class compartments, then a guard's ducket either side, a guard's section and a luggage section. And these all have the attachment points for the passengers, and you can see through there in his blue uniform is a guard figure. And I've also added attachment points for tail lamps. Now you should only add these if the vehicle is at the end of your train, and add it at the extreme end, the outward end of the train. But I've just added them, so there should only ever be one lamp. But I've loaded both in here just to show you that they are available. And the next carriage is that's D3 brake third, is this one. Oops, it's not that one, it's this one over here. Here it is, and this is a full brake K4, again non-clerestory, and it has 5 luggage attachment points and 1 for a guard. You can see the figure in there, and again, as with any brake vehicle that's got any brake compartment in it, I've added the tail lamp attachment points, and you must decide which end you want to have a lamp showing if necessary, because these would be rostered at the beginning and end of a train, so you wouldn't necessarily want to have any lamps. You might not want to have any lamps on them at all. Then the next one we have is I can get round to it over here. Let's go to free roaming. This makes it a bit easier. This is another brake. I think it's a brake composite. I'm trying to remember. Yes, we've got in fact it's a brake tri-composite. So we've got a first class compartment, a second class compartment, and 1, 2, 3, 4 third class compartments, plus we have a luggage compartment at the end here, and the guard's ducket. So again we've got luggage attachment points and for a guard there, so therefore it has the attachment points for tail lamps. Now this is an unusual vehicle because it has an end drop light in the guard's end, and this is quite unusual because there was nothing really like that in use elsewhere on the Great Western, and it's suggested in Russell's book that this might have been eventually developed as a slip coach to be detached from the train and under the control of a guard to break it into a station. And the Great Western certainly did have a lot of slip coach working compared to other lines, and it became a major part of the railway's services. And certainly in the period between just leading up to the First World War and between the wars, slip coaches were a major factor in Great Western services. And the fourth carriage in this collection, which I'm releasing at this time, is E27, which is a first class and third class composite carriage. And the first class here, the 2 first class compartments, have this compartment in between, which is a lavatory, 2 lavatory compartments, and they were accessible through a door. You can just about see the door there. From each of the 2 compartments, they were each accessible from the respective first class compartments, because there's no corridor, there's no through travelling on these. So it was one of these early experiments at providing lavatory lavatories for first class passengers only. I can't say I would have enjoyed travelling in such a compartment because you just open straight out to the compartment. Now happily of course the train is fairly noisy when it's moving along, but you know, if you sat right next to the door, what you might imagine you hear. Well, anyway, there we are. That's that's the Victorian travellers for you. Third class compartments, they've got no lavatories at all, so they're still stuck with waiting for a station to come along and dashing out onto the platform lavatories, or finding some other way of disposing of whatever it is that might be a problem. This of course has no tail lamp attachments, because it was one of the more, a train would have quite a few of these carriages in it, whereas it might only have one or two of these other more specialist non-clerestory carriages. But anyway, there we are. There's E27, so that's four more of what is going to continue to be a substantial number of different carriages for the Great Western Railway that I'm intending to build, all using more or less the same pattern. Same pattern underframes, the same pattern running boards, footboards. These have all got 6 foot 4 inch churchwood bogies, and eventually you do move on to the ones with the bigger bogies, the 8 foots, and then there's the 10 foot bogies. But these clerestories are the ones I particularly like at the moment. I've just got a sort of interest in them. Although after this batch, I think what I'll be doing is modelling some of the smaller, the shorter, about that long, about 2/3 or half of the length of this carriage here, of the non-bogie stock. That would be non-bogie, non-clerestory stock, 4 and 6 wheel passenger vehicles, which developed from the 1870s onwards, and were often used initially on sort of major trains, but then got relegated to shorter services, branch services, and was such a feature of the sort of Edwardian Great Western Railway scene. So I hope you've found this little video of interest, and I hope you do download these carriages. Do let me know what you think about them. I've had to cut quite a few corners in order to get them in at a reasonable size, and so the internal detail isn't fantastic by any means, but for producing substantial Great Western late Victorian Edwardian trains, I think they give a lovely effect, and as I say, I really enjoy using them, and I enjoy making them. So there we are. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any queries or questions, please post them on YouTube and I'll answer them promptly. And if you like the video, please perhaps subscribe to my channel ING4Trainz on YouTube, and I'll continue to make more of these in order to illustrate the models that I am making or have made in the past, and they will appear on my website. Links to those will appear on my website, as well as of course on my YouTube channel, where they'll all be listed. And recently I noticed that I'm up to 100 videos on that channel, and there's nothing going to stop me making a lot more.